Hello, Hunter Mars. You got a eBay box that your mom got with your Bulldog diecast. That's cool. I forgot my coffee. Hello, everybody. Let's go! In the stream here, how's everybody doing tonight? Hello, Pig-a-Bear. How you doing? Let's go! Let's go, baby! Just doing some thank you cards for the packages going out today. And I know some people had left comments on the last stream, said they might have like some questions they wanted to ask and advice and stuff and hot, steamy eBay questions. Let's go! So I'm going to wait a minute before I just start packing stuff up. Pig-a-Bear, where did you say you were from? I don't remember. Let's see if we can get some copyright-free music all up in here. Let's go with... Doo-doo-doo. Kentucky. Hey, Blackberry Thistle Tea, how are you? Let's go! I wonder if I can get a copyright claim by streaming player piano music. What do you think? I think I'm probably good. Most likely. All right, I know some people had some questions and stuff. They wanted to know about eBay or whatever. I'll just sit here and play the piano until. Hello, Carl. What's going on? Aren't you supposed to be over at Primetime's channel right now? Isn't there a sellathon or whatever? I keep getting coffee in my fake beard. I'm going to be doing some shipping here in a minute. Let's go! Well, if no one's got questions, I'm gonna do some shipping and what's sold and stuff. I had some decent sales. Easy stuff. It's not gonna be a long stream because I've got a big series of videos that I need to start editing. I got out of the video game business. Not totally. I sold off all of my back stock, and I'm rolling that into a. Well, I rolled it into a couple of different purchases. So there's going to be a series of videos coming out that's like. I keep getting. Meh. Keep getting hair in my thing. Anyways, there's gonna be a series of videos of me trying to get rid of all my video game stuff, then being successful in getting rid of my video game stuff, and then doing the sourcing with the profits. The reason I stopped doing video games is a couple of reasons. One, what I had was a bunch of systems that were untested, a ton of cords, ton of controllers, just like 10 bins of stuff. And I don't like testing the stuff. It takes forever. So I sold it. And the buyer actually was a guy who I had gotten most of the stuff from. So, oh yeah, there's Kilroy. So I took the money from that sale and did some sourcing, partially with a private buy and some thrifting. So I'm going to do, it'll be probably a 4-part series on that whole process. Cause it took I was expecting to list it on Facebook Marketplace and selling over the weekend, but it took 9 days, and I took less than I was planning, but it's fine. Well, you'll have to subscribe to the channel and watch those videos. They'll be coming out, first one tomorrow. So that's why I have to not make this a 3-hour stream again. I look like Kilroy tonight. Yeah. I was going for I've got a short that'll be out in a couple of days. Well, you'll see. It's hilarious, I think. It's a little send up of Mr. Joey Bada Bing 22. Let's go, baby! And the beardy East Coast trio of resellers. Yeah, Carl, I just was over it. I every time I looked at, seriously, I had, you'll see how much I had in the videos. I had so much. I had 10 Nintendos, and I probably had to repin at least half of them. And the way for me that I was looking at it is like, how much time is it going to take me to do all this stuff? Or can I sell this stuff off, take that money, and put it into stuff that I can store easy, list quick, and sell at a higher profit? Oh, good a question. Have I ever sold to someone that was actually purchasing to send overseas, so the item ends up being delivered to another carrier? So, that is a forwarding service or a freight forwarding service. Your responsibility ends when it's delivered to whoever is the person purchasing from you. There are a number of companies that are on eBay. They buy regularly. They that will basically buy the item and ship it over to Asia. One of them is, and what's the name of your customer? I'm pretty sure this sounds like one of the main ones. Did they ask you to put the item number on the package and to email them or to message them with the tracking number once you had it uploaded? Because I bet they did. I think I'm probably lagging in the chat here. Let me jump into my own stream. Chat here. What's my favorite thing to find? Wanlin. Okay, that could, yeah, I mean, it's perfectly fine for them to do that as long as they didn't buy it from you and then tell you to send it somewhere else. My favorite thing to find. Whew. I don't know. Anything I get like for cheap that I can sell for over $100. Yeah, reshippers, and you don't have to worry about it. Reshippers are great. All they're doing is bringing you customers. I like finding really rare and unusual records that are valuable. Cool vintage toys and board games. I definitely enjoy that too. Cool old, I like old cutlery and pocket knives, like vintage wood handle cutlery and pocket knives, and I've got a video coming out on that sometime. It's been in the works for a while. What else? I've been really into vintage razors and shaving stuff over the past few months. Really cool and unique real photo postcards also get me jazzed, which is something I never thought I would say. Yeah, knives are a very American thing. Speaking of shaving, I guess I'll pack up my first item. It's a Schick Hydromatic. Eversharp Hydromatic. This thing was grungy and gross and dingy and nasty when I found it and cleaned it up very nicely. That's therapy for me. Carl, I typically source these online. Nope, not Froggy Flips. This is Jackass Retro, and I'm Matt, your local Jackass. Let's go! Refills from Modern razors. Yep, that stuff too, for sure. Modern can do very, very well. So that Schick razor, not big money, $14.95, free shipping. It sold in 28 minutes. But my price on it was right on the money in terms of what its history was. But there was none other listed, so you met Bam Margera in California once. He was great until the drugs and alcohol. Basically, he was great until Ryan Dunn died. Once Ryan Dunn died, yeah, Carl, I used to get all stressed out that I underpriced something, and whenever something does sell that fast, I always double check it. I'm like, uh-oh, did I sell this too fast? I actually sold a couple of postcards about a month ago that I made that mistake. Because I woke up with insomnia like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and I'm like, oh, I'll just list some stuff until I fall back to sleep. But I was groggy, and I made the stupid mistake of like not fully comping like I should have. And I ended up selling a couple of $100 postcards for like $20. Carl, I'm definitely a slow dime guy as well. I mean, you'll see more or less like this is everything going out today. That and the razor, and this only sold for $1 on auction, which I just wanted it out of my way. This is over $300 in sales right here. So I tend to price high on most of my stuff. Sometimes there'll be a make offer. Usually I'll start stuff out no make offer. And then if it doesn't sell in like 6 months, then I make an offer. Yeah, Carl, it happens to everyone, whether you're beginning or been doing it a while or whatever. You used to work with Chris Pontius's mom. Was she proud? All right, next up. This took almost a year to sell. It's a Frontier Las Vegas belt buckle. And let's see here. When I listed this, I was yeah, you know what? I got $5 more for this belt buckle than the next highest sold over the last 30 days. Carl, I don't source records at thrift stores. Garage sales, estate sales for vinyl, yes. Also, estate auctions are good. High bid's a good place to look. I started running a Craigslist ad set that I'm looking for vinyl and blah blah blah, pay cash, and that's actually going to be in one of those upcoming videos. I found some cool stuff. Let's go. I can't show it to you because I don't want to ruin the video. The videos. I want you all to watch them. Yes, Carl, the before times. I miss garage sales. How often does eBay typically only turns the best offer on your items if it's been in the store, usually at least 90 days. But there's a good way to sort of combat that, which is if you have items that are in your store that are over, say, 6 months old, it's a good idea to go in and adjust those prices about every, I want to say like 30 to 60 days. And all you have to do is go in, do a bulk edit, and increase the price by $1. Then 2-3 months later, or a month later, however you want to do it, go in and then decrease the price by $1. Now, when you're doing that, you can also remove best offer from all those items if you don't want it. So for those of you that haven't seen, that's what the belt buckle looks like when it's done. I throw my thank you card right on top of there. That goes in this here bag. 13 people. Say hello in the chat, everyone, if you haven't done so already. We'd like to know who's here. Alrighty. Belt buckle is 4-ounce ship, exactly on the nose. Oh, and we sold some things. I'll deal with that later. Yeah, Carl, there's all kinds of different pricing strategies that you can use. And I've been using the make offer quite a bit. And my strategy a lot of times has been to actually increase my price and then send out offers for my original listing price, and then turn on automatic send offers So then it just starts advertising directly to customers for me at my original listing price. It's a little sneaky, I admit, but it works. All right, so next up, I've got a couple of sales from Hip Postcard. And I'm going to share my screen, let you guys see these. They're going to, on eBay, they'll show up under my ended listings. I can't open them up and show you on Hip Postcard because it will show, I can't do it without showing my customers' information. All right, so let me get, where's my share screen? There we go. So this first one, Nazareth, Kentucky. It's the train station there. Never posted. The publisher, Adolf Selage, here is a pretty well-known one. They made some quality postcards. I had this one up for since October 7th. So, 3-4 months or so. Not bad. $39.95 plus shipping. Can't scoff at that kind of money for a postcard. And then this one, this is about as close into Black Americana as I am going to ever go. This is literally runs right up to the border of what I'd be willing to sell. Yeah. $34.95. Stuff like this, I tend to price up. Not my favorite thing to sell. The raised price thing works, Carl. Postcards are not super common here in the Northwest. I find mine almost completely online. I can't tell you where because then I won't be able to find them online anymore. But I actually did a short yesterday on one of the places. It was, I think the title was Life and the Weight of Postcards. I was trying to figure out how much to bid on or how many postcards were in the lot, which was 13 plus pounds of postcards. So I just weighed some postcards. That was my 1-minute video yesterday. All right, I need to make some little card dealies here. Yeah, so it was a Shop Goodwill listing for 13 plus pounds of postcards. And I don't mind saying how much I ended up paying for them, but the postmarks they were showing on them were 1908, which is good. Tells me they were probably older for the most part. Couldn't really see the content of them too much, but I ended up paying $500 plus shipping. But that's over 1,400 postcards, right? You saw how much I just sold 2 postcards for. So it's just a matter of math to me after that, right? How many listings am I going to get out of that 1,400? If I get 100 listings out of all that, and then just allot the rest, okay. Yeah, Carl, that's the educated gamble. It's actually more. It's more like. It's more math than gambling, right? Like, I saw the clues that I saw were 1908, which means that I know I'm getting some older cards. I saw the weight, so, and was able to kind of backtrack from there how many were in the lot. So I know there's going to be something good in there, right? They may not all be great, but there'll be some great. There always is. It's the same thing when I buy records, right? Like, I don't need to look at every single record. I need to look at 15% of the records. And based on what I see in that 15%, in terms of quality and condition and the content, then I can backtrack from there. What's going to be, what am I getting? And then it's just math. And for me as well, it's good to have a lot of postcards on hand, because it means that I am listing more of them and getting more up and growing the store in that way. What is this? This is not the music that I selected. Spaghetti Western? Yeah, I don't want that. Mm-mm. There we go. BlackBerry, yes. Postcards are fun. I enjoy them. They're easy to list, easy to ship. There's nothing on them that, I mean, and they're interesting to look at. You know, I'm not staring at the same, like, it's not, there's so much more information in one than a shirt. What was I doing? We're going to Hit Postcard. So those last two postcard sales were off Hit Postcard, which if you sell postcards and you've got any sort of quantity of them online, I highly recommend getting onto Hit Postcard. It's not a high volume place to sell, honestly. I sell maybe a 10th of what I sell on eBay, but it more than pays for itself, which, you know, it sells more cards in a nutshell. Downside is that you also need pirate ship or stamps.com because it doesn't have its own shipping. So you always got to go into pirate ship or whatever you got and copy and paste all the information. Then you got to upload the tracking number. Also, it tends to attract in my opinion, lower value customer for the most part. So the cards that sell best on hip postcards are the ones that are cheap. I'm not interested in selling cheap postcards. I like selling postcards I can make lots of money from. Alright, now I gotta go mark this one as shipped. Crap, I printed the wrong one. No big deal. We'll just get that one done. It's the exact same process anyways. All right. Do not get confused. This is that one, right? Yes. This is where having ADHD does not help. Okay. Print invoice. Michael Shea. All right. Michael Shea is getting this one. We can mark that as shipped. Shipped. Save. All right. Lower peril rating at this point. Ooh, that was close. Came really close to messing that one up. All right. Next one is that borderline that well I'll just say whatever. The other postcard. The person who bought this is from the town that this restaurant was in. Is Utah, Alabama, which is spelled EUTAW. Oops. Yeah, I'm on Adderall, Carl, and same thing for me. It's definitely worked out well for me. It suits me well. Hello, Marie. Let's go, baby! All right, let's find out about Utah, Alabama. I have never heard of the place besides this postcard. Small town appears. Population 3,000 people. Farming town. Oh, big shocker. There's a bunch of Confederate statues there. Blah, 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 blah. Wow. So in 1850, the town had a population of 2,000 people. The 2019 census, only 2,600. So, and it's basically been about the same size for 160 years. They've never went over 2,900 people, their peak in 2010. So yeah, Utah, Alabama, home of 2,600 people and at least 2 Confederate statues. Right? Go figure. All right, what do we want to do next? Let's do that. Come here, Buster. My cat does not like my beard. He's very confused and unhappy about the situation. And it's itchy. I don't like it. Making my face sweat. The Great Northwest Picker, where? Oh, that, yeah. Haha. That was my little tribute to the mailman. Let's go, Thrifty Lobster. So, Thrifty, you might like this. This is someone came into my store and bought a whole bunch of 78s. There's still fake beard hair in my mouth. Duke Ellington. Creole Rhapsody, Part 1 and 2. Benny Goodman and Peggy Lee. That did it, Marie. And Somebody is Taking My Place. Glenn Miller Orchestra. Oh, that's not one. That's not the one. Charlie Barnett, I Don't Want to Cry. And Pompton Turnpike on Bluebird. Look at how good the condition that sleeve is. You don't usually see them in that good condition. Here's Glenn Miller. Soldier, Let Me Read Your Letter. And American Patrol. So this is a World War II. Stan Kenton. Concerto to End All Concertos. And then they bought 145. And it was a good one, too. Sarah Vaughan. Or Vaughn. I say Vaughn. What a difference a day makes. And the other side is I can't get started. So, my cat wants to play fetch. He brought me his ball. All right, so I'm gonna pack these now, and I'll show y'all how I'm gonna pack them. Yeah, so this buy was a, let's see, how much did these sell for? Yeah, this is probably the most 76 I've sold at, or 78s I've sold at once. This was $22.95 for the Benny Goodman. The Sarah Vaughan was only $8.95. Stan Kenton was $12.95. Glenn Miller was $29.95. Charlie Barnett was $14.95. And Duke Ellington was $24.95. So yeah, I mean, they had good taste in music, that's for sure. They came in and bought some good stuff. Here, Buster. You guys will see me have to. I've got a fetching cat, so he brings the ball back. I have to throw it. All right, so I bought a collection last year that had a bunch of these. These are old shipping boxes from like 1920s, 30s, 40s, somewhere in there. I'm guessing probably, since it's Capital, I'm guessing probably 30s or 40s. So I'm going to actually use one of those since they made such a good purchase. Normally I do the sandwich method, but what I'm going to do in this case, this is going to be like a multi-decker sandwich. Here, we'll get the camera down a little bit. There we go. So, record one down, and I got a cardboard filler going to go in there next. Same thing. Do it again. All right. Now I don't want to tape this because the box is cool. I'm just going to shrink it. Shrink wrap will keep it closed. And then this part is really more about appearances than anything. Like, it's probably not entirely necessary, but I'm going to do it anyways. Because when this arrives, it just shows that I made the extra effort for a customer who just spent $150 in 78 RPM records with me. So, do that, and now that everything's safe. Yeah, BlackBerry, you know, if I can do it, like this is specifically why I saved these boxes for essentially for customer service reasons. They don't have I mean, I could probably sell them on their own, but all right. So now that we got that done, do I have another box that's going to fit the bill here? No, I just cut the edge off of the one that would have worked. Okay, we'll do this. I saved this like really heavy duty, like it's almost like butcher paper. It's a little bit heavy. I save it for stuff like this where I don't care about the weight. So I save the heavy stuff for flat rate and medium mail and that kind of stuff. Do one more. Or you know when I'm going to beat the crap out of a package with a baseball bat. That kind of thing. All right. So here's where we're looking like. So, some of you might be thinking that I'm overpacking this, or I'm going way too far, or I don't know what you might be thinking. If if you've ever tried shipping a 78 RPM record, let me tell you this. You can never overpack a 78. It is not possible. These things are more fragile than most glass items that you will send. And there's something about I swear that the post office, like they know. They know. They're like, hey, this guy's shipping some 78s. Let's play soccer. Or let's run this one over in my car. That's happened to me. Let's stack all the other boxes in the truck on top of this one. All right. And I'll say this as well. I had a lot of breakage in shipping before I honed my methodology to the point where I haven't had one break in a very long time. Knock on wood. So this last step is padding and reinforcement for the top, because I want this thing to survive both shock and the weight of other stuff on top of it, because both things will probably happen. And I want this to be just like essentially bulletproof, right? The other thing is, if you ever decide to get into the 78 RPM record selling business, a lot of collectors know how fragile this stuff is. So even if something breaks in shipping, they'll be forgiving. However, most of the time, what they will do is come to your store and buy like a cheap 78 first. Like, search around your store and buy something cheap that they don't really want. And then they will wait to get that package to see how you ship. They're testing you. So once they get the package, if it looks like you know what the hell you're doing, they come back and they buy a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I haven't gone into my solds history, but I bet you if I did, I'll find this same user. In fact, once I get this packed up, I'll go ahead and do that search. There we have it. £6. The customer just paid me $4 to do that packing job. I feel like this name is familiar. Hey. Let's see if I was tested. You want to say hi to the people? Hello, Justin. Very funny. All right, there we go. I'm a parrot. Yeah. What's up? Are you gonna bite my nose? Nope, you just want to put your butt on my head. Yeah, this is Buster Wiley von Laser Farts. He's a real sweetheart when he's not being a menace. Not sure which he's being right now. You gonna bite my nose? He's a nose nibbler. He doesn't want attention until he does, and then he demands it. Yeah. When he was a kitten, he had some... It was brutal. What are we doing? Are we done? All right, I'll be right back, yo. I'm going to go buy my freedom. Come on. All right, where were we? Shipping. Anyone know where I got this? Yeah, typical cat. Totally. This came from bought this on eBay from Lonnie Honeycutt at auction with about 59 other just like it or similar to it. Same subject anyways. Okay, there we go. Nope, that's not it. My sleeves. There it is. So not only can you make money off eBay, you can make money off eBay from other resellers and other YouTubers. Yes, Lonnie Honeycutt. Shed flips. Garage flips. The one and only. So I paid $260 for the lot. I'm probably about 2/3 sold through at this point. Probably 4 or 5 times my money at this point. And seriously, all I had to do was run them through the scanner and get them listed. It took me less than 4 hours. So this one's going out for $20 plus $6 shipping. The buyer made 3 offers on 3 different photos, and I thought I was being clever by accepting his lowest offer, the one on the lowest priced one, and countering on the 2 that were higher. But then he never responded to my counters, and I had to open an unpaid item case for the one I accepted. And then he paid it. But I got a feeling he'll be back to buy the other ones he wanted. So $20 for that one. My price per photo on those is like around 3 something. So, or 4 something. No, Lonnie is have you ever seen that show Antique Pickers? Or what was it, the Antique Archaeology, that one? He's the other guy. He is a tuba with a thick Boston. That makes sense. If any of you guys want to jump on the stream, you are more than welcome. Otherwise, it's just me blabbing on. Hello, Milkcap. I'll give me a second here. I'm going to drop my. If anybody feels like jumping in and it has a camera and microphone, believe it or not, I'm gonna be almost done here because I got a duty load, that load of shipping to do, or editing to do tonight. All right, we got 2 records. This one, I don't even know where I got it. I don't even remember. The Toshio Akiyoshi and the Lou Tabakan Big Band. So I assume it's big band music, or it looks like a orchestra of jazz type people. Yeah, that's gonna be like orchestra jazz because there's an actual drum kit. $10, and it took a long time to sell. And Foreigner 4. Whoop-de-doo. Foreigner, not a fast seller. Wonder why. That one also went for $10 plus shipping. Which one's on this one? Nightlife. Urgent. Remember Urgent? Urgent. So urgent. Yeah, not my favorite. Does anyone understand jazz? I can't. I can. Yes, I can't. I do. You know how I understand jazz? I backdoored into jazz through the Grateful Dead. And actually more specifically through Fish. Jam bands essentially follow the same improvisational structure as most jazz ensembles do. So you have your theme, right? I am explaining jazz just in time. You have your theme. So let's say it's, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which also we could throw in movie musicals for this one too, because it's essentially the same idea. And then you have individual instrumental variations on the theme. It's really not all that complicated. If you can identify the theme of a particular piece of music, and you can understand that somebody is just making up their own personal version of that thing, you can pretty much understand jazz. It's the notes that they don't play. Well said. So there's my $2 explanation of jazz. Progressive jazz is not a thing. Progressive jazz is a redundant statement. Jazz is full of redundancy. Like free jazz, come on, free jazz. Again, redundant. Favorite fish? Simple. I know it's cheesy, but I like the big horns. I like the silly lyrics. Simple is a great song. Fuck bouncing around the room. I'm just kidding. Kind of. Sorry for the swear. Knee-jerk reaction. There's a lot of good fish songs. Most of them are off Lawn Boy. Or I do like Axela. Axela is a good song. I this summer I was driving home from California, and I hadn't listened to Fish in 5-ish years, somewhere in there, and I put on a live one, and still a rockin' album, except for Bouncing Around the Room. Junta, yeah, Junta's a good one. I admit, I do like it. Maybe we can get Harry Humstone to do a top 10 Fish songs. Not gonna happen. I mean, he's an Eagles fan. I don't mean Philadelphia. I thought Union, yeah, I thought Farmhouse was okay, which is not a super popular opinion. Oh, this is the next thing I'm packing. It sold at auction for $1. I charged $12 for shipping. I'm going to lose money on this. I know I am. How much money am I going to lose? Where is it going? Fingers crossed for California. Missouri. Ooh. Could go either way. Here, I'll turn down the. You got to remember, I'm sitting here in silence. Otherwise, I'll turn it down. Yeah, I agree. And it was also Trey Anastasio's first foray after he came off the drugs, and before he went back on the drugs. So, Dirt on Farmhouse is good. I mean, Farmhouse is it's a solid track on a solid album. Where's my shrink wrap? There it is. Have you, just in time, or anyone who's in this conversation, have you heard the podcast How Long Will They Run? or how long they run. It's a podcast that's basically on the history of fish, and it's like, even if you've never listened to fish or you don't like fish, I've turned people onto that podcast and they've absolutely loved it. It's so fascinating. Yeah, how long will they run? It's just a great podcast. Fish is actually how I learned about Burning Man and how I ended up at Burning Man. I went to their concert in 1999 for New Year's. It was in Big Cypress, Florida. And it was the largest concert gathering, get together, something, whatever, for the millennium. 80,000 people or something like that. Maybe there may be more than that. I don't remember exactly. But I road tripped there with two friends. I flew into Denver, Colorado. We drove up from there, we road tripped to Leadville, which is the tallest town in Colorado, or highest elevation town in Colorado, which is really, really high. Into Dodge City, Kansas, through Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, down through Dallas, and then straight across through like Alabama, Mississippi. We made it into New Orleans at 5 a.m. for the 5 o'clock shadow, and then all the way down to Naples, where we spent the night. And from there, drove into Big Cypress Indian Reservation, which was an insane, like, many hours wait in line that I don't even remember. And once we were in there, the place had, like, you know, carnival rides and a giant ice pyramid and all this other cool stuff. And the guy I was there with was like, "Hey man, you like this? You'd love Burning Man." And so I went to that the next year, and he was right. I did. And then I went to that for 20 years. End of story. I've only been to a handful of fish shows outside of Washington. They do some great ones at the Gorge in Washington, but the only other ones I've been to are the Las Vegas shows, and that's a story for another time. Okay. I want to do that? Yeah, I'm going to do that. Because I'm going to do this cubic. So I'm going to double wall this here box. Your first show ever when you were 17. Yeah, I was only 21. Like I honestly, and I you know, I'm a Catholic school survivor. I haven't really seen a whole lot of the world up until that point. And it was a fish show, so you can guess I had some of the experiences one does at a fish show. Just saying. And yeah, it was like mind blown. But it was great. You know, it set into motion a chain of events that essentially changed my whole life. So I can't really complain. Who's got 2 thumbs and is going to lose money on shipping this item? 41 years old, 43 almost. And I'll be 43 in whatever, in February. Next month. In like 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks. So yeah, you know what? After this last year doesn't count. This last year doesn't count in my age, I've decided. But it also counts as 8 years in my age. So I am turning 42 and 51 simultaneously. Thanks, 2020. Oh, and Justin, it wasn't paper, it was a puddle. Still under 3 pounds. And I double boxed this. Wow. That is surprising. It's because this priority mail packaging is basically just paper. Like thin, cheap, very, very non-durable paper. Weighs nothing. Yeah, I mean, I will say that I am, in my older age, not as big of a fan as I was in my younger age of fish. It is one of the few things that me and the older of my younger brothers have bonded on. Like I said, this summer, it had been 5 years since I last listened to them, which is kind of a shame because I still enjoy it. I'd like to go to a concert again when, that's a thing that happens again. I think it'd be great to go to a fish concert post-corona. Wow. What's this thing? 6 by 8 by what? Right, that's 10 by 8 by 6. I didn't even add cubes to it, thanks to half cinches. I'm not losing money. I made $3 on the shipping. So my $1 auction item was actually a $4 auction item. I miss shows. You guys may hear some random rustling. That's my cat in my shipping supplies cabinet underneath the microphone. was disturbed when they were in Portland. What was my last show? Oh, it was. What was my last show? It was, what's his name from it was Gift of Gab, who was in the band Blackalicious, hip hop group Blackalicious. Questlove was in the group, and a number of other really awesome artists. It was an amazing show too. Zombie and Manson. Wow. Flaming Lips did a show a week ago. Everyone was dressed in a bubble. That makes a lot of sense for the Flaming Lips. Tool in January. Yeah. You know, it's so weird, like having basically a year of our lives sort of, I don't want to say taken away from us, because that's not really what happened, but drastically altered without our permission. Really, like, there's so many small things that I would never thought I would miss, that I can't, like, I'm looking forward to so much, like paying someone to cut my hair. I'm going to pay someone to cut my hair. That sounds like so foreign. Or like, I don't know. I want to go, I want to go to my niece's birthday party. I haven't been to one, but man, going to a kid's birthday party sounds like an amazing thing to do anymore. Or have have cocktails in a bar. Have food served to me in a public place. Licking doorknobs, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's so weird. And I truly didn't start thinking about this stuff until really probably since the beginning of the year. And I think, partially because I didn't allow myself to, because as a defense mechanism more than anything. You know, and it wasn't until like there was sort of a glimmer of hope and light at the end of the tunnel that we're kind of getting towards where we know there's going to be an end of this, right? You know, it's still a ways off, but we see it. And I don't think we had that last year at all. Like through the entire year, at no point was there ever a time when we were able to say, okay, I know that by this such and such time, things are going to be different and better and sort of back to the same again. And I think that even now there is a leap of faith in saying that, but there's a lot more, I I think there's a lot more behind us than there is in front of us. And, you know, I'm not going to get political on this, but I don't care where you stand on the political. That's a lie. I do care. But the response to this pandemic in our country has been horribly mismanaged. It has literally killed people. And it has put hundreds of millions of other people's lives in absolute jeopardy. So, and I feel like there's finally an adult in the room who's taking the shit seriously instead of just worrying about the optics. Yeah, you're right, Justin. Life predicted would not be life. Very good. I got one thing to go grab real quick that came in while we were doing this. Yeah, I sold off all my video game back stock, and one of the things I bought when thrifting yesterday, luckily I was able to test it easily, and it sold in 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's I mean, y'all can probably figure out pretty easy where I stand on things. Like, you know, it's. I'm not trying to talk politics, but I'm also not trying to keep it a secret. And, just what do you mean by as soon as we get freedom of speech back? Are you referring to things like Twitter? The only reason why I'm avoiding politics is I don't want to really turn people off. But let me ask you this: if there's anyone in the room, because I'm truly curious, and I think really the only way that there is ever going to be a way forward in this country is if that people actually do engage with people who have different views in a positive and constructive manner. So I'll ask this. People can't handle anyone saying anything. Oh yeah. Okay. My defense. You know what? I'm not trying to make friends or offend people or whatever. But if you are out there and you supported our former president, was there a point where you made the decision to no longer support? In a movie spoof, yes. what was that moment? And if you still support, why? I find it rather humorous that Republican politicians, with a couple in particular, are tried unsuccessfully, but tried nonetheless, to delegitimize a free and fair election when they have been attempting for damn near 200 years to disenfranchise the vast majority of America's electorate. I find it rather hypocritical and hilarious that when those attempts finally met their match and failed, the only defense was to try to delegitimize it and even further disenfranchise. It's actually the same playbook to continue to try to disenfranchise voters. Because that's all it was. States are within their rights to change their state voting laws, and that doesn't mean something was stolen. The only thing that changed was the number of people that had access to voting. And if you think that's a bad thing, that is just about as un-American as storming the Capitol and beating police officers to death with the American flag. And if you believe that was Antifa, I'm going to teach you a vocabulary term. It's called media literacy. The things that Fox News and Newsmax and the many of the others, and this is true also on the left, right? MSNBC is definitely one. Yes, Marie, I live in Bremerton. MSNBC is in this category as well, but on the left. Only I feel far less dangerous for a number of reasons. But it's news-based entertainment. It's not actual news. News is the facts being delivered to you in an even-handed way, right? With no bias, no opinion, just the facts, ma'am, like they used to say in the old newspapers. MSNBC, and more dangerously and more severely, Fox News and I would say NPR is probably more even-handed than some of the other ones because there's not money involved, right? They are definitely, they lean left in a lot of cases. I'll agree with that, but it's not as financially biased. Fox News, Rupert Murdoch. It's yes, I vote by mail. Never had an issue. I track my ballot every year. I've never had an issue. But organizations like Fox News, and the mission of Fox News from the very beginning was never to be news. It was to tell its watchers what they wanted to hear. Stated goal, right? And they try to make this thing of, there's a difference between the news department and the opinion department, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. It's not news. It's news-based entertainment. It's designed for you to hear what you want to hear. MSNBC is essentially the same thing on the left. Although I think the voices they have on their opinion side are far less dangerous than the ones that Fox News employs. You're right, Mike. Yeah. The Republicans will always be the party of the haves. And there's one thing that the haves will always try to do, and that is muffle the voice of the have-nots. There's the same old maintaining the status quo conservative thought is, there can be value to it sometimes, but it also means that, you're a country that falls behind the rest of the world if you go on long enough without any balance to it. Yeah, it should be a popular vote across the board. And it needs to be easy for every American to vote, and there needs to be less requirements on voting, not more. Everything, when you hear all this stuff about, dead people voting or all this other stuff, it's BS. It is so BS. It's not a problem. There will always be a insignificant percentage of every vote that ever happens where, somebody tries some kind of shenanigan or there's some kind of error, but it's statistically insignificant, right? But when you are trying to disenfranchise a portion of an electorate, you're going to use those isolated incidents to present them as if they are the rule and not the exception. So, the one thing that I think that needs to really happen is, first of all, I'm in favor of a multi-party system. I hope Trump goes and starts his own party. I think that would be great. Because for one, I think that would open the door for the Democratic Party to splinter, which is also, I don't think, a bad idea. I don't think third party is a joke. I think a multi-party system is far more a democracy than what we live in now. Two-party system is good to an extent, but it's not ideal. I'm much more of a fan of a rank voting system than what we have currently. Unfortunately, we haven't had any real third party that's come up with any sort of enough support to be meaningful. I mean, there was the Reform Party, the Green Party, Libertarian Party. Who else is like? Yeah, I think I really do agree with you, Marie. I think popular vote is 100%. Yeah. But I'd love to see Trump go start his own political party because, yeah, I would be the first in the front row with the popcorn to watch the Republican Party implode on itself. Which is essentially what it would happen. Electoral college is bullshit. It needs to go. I can say that on YouTube. They can say it on regular TV. I can say bullshit on YouTube. Yeah, Tea Party, Progressive Party, Independent. Yeah. Tea Party. Yeah. I mean, Tea Party is basically what like led straight into alt-right, and alt-right is essentially what ended up being the party of Trump. And you know, again, if you supported Donald Trump or whatever, I'm not trying to get on your case or anything. My opinions are my opinion, but yeah. I mean, what we're dealing with now is something that I saw coming a million miles away. I recommend for anybody, if you haven't seen it, number one, good watching is the Wild Wild Country, the story of the cult that was in Oregon. Number two would be the Leaving Scientology of Leah Remini on Leaving Scientology. And there's a lot of other good resources. There's another one, documentary called #Unfit, which was put together by Republicans, many of them from the Lincoln Project, but also a large number of psychiatrists, psychologists, and I think you can see it on Amazon. It's #Unfit is the name of it. And the theme amongst all of these are essentially how a large number of people are led into cult mentality and what happens when they decide that it's time to leave or are forced to leave. It was a great documentary. I just played it. So my point in all that is it's good watching if you want to look at how our country got to where it is now. Because the party of Trump is very much, and not the entire, I don't want to put everyone in that same category, but it's very much a cult. They're many of the most devoted followers of Trump, and a lot of this also I think has to do with QAnon and some of the other craziness, but it's a cult. And right now you're seeing that cult dismantle in real time. And the question isn't how do you deprogram people, because that's going to happen naturally as time goes on and they're reintroduced back into society as they are now. The question is, how do we usher them back into society and make sure that it doesn't happen again, and 2, not being super duper judgy of how shitty they were for the last 4 years. Any questions? I've been blabbing at the camera off topic here. I am not going to leave this one up for more than like 24 hours because I used swears and I talked politics. Also, I was wearing that beard and I don't want to give away a gag on a future video. So, because I am just about donezo here, guys. I have a lot of editing to do. I've been live for almost 2 hours. So if anybody else has final comments or final questions, thoughts, prayers, raise your hand if you're sick of the guy blabbing at the camera. Nope. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. I do these at least twice a week now. Mike, you're right. Definitely. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to go edit some videos. Make sure you've got notifications on. Hi, Rita. Have you been watching this whole time? Cool. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, so everyone have a great night. Make sure you've got notifications on. Videos will start dropping tomorrow for my Getting Out of the Video Game Business series. Also, I've got a couple of funny shorts coming up, so a lot of fun stuff. Make sure, if you're not already, subscribe to Just in Time Flipping and Thrifty Lobster. They've got a great live show that's happening tomorrow night, so tune in for that. And yeah, I'll try not to break anything tomorrow. Everyone have a great night, and thank you again for watching. How do I stop this? Oh, wait, I remember.